What's going on, everybody? UCF Jaguar here with a post-game recap video. Now, the Jaguars dropped Game 3 of the season to the Tennessee Titans, losing by a score of 9-6. And now we dropped to a 2-1 record, and we are currently 0-1 in the division. And then the Tennessee Titans have increased their record to a 2-1 record, and they are now 2-0 in the division. So, due to tiebreaker rules, they are actually now first in the AFC South. Now, before I get into this game, I just want to tip my cap to the Tennessee Titans football team, the Tennessee Titans fans, and other YouTube video makers, Titans Tube, Sports Fan Entertainment. They came in there, they came prepared, they straight up shut down our offense. And it's simple as that, man. I mean, it's not like they did too much when it comes to the offensive game. Obviously, they put up 9 points, but at the end of the day, man, they were converting on third downs. They kept the chains moving, and they kept our defense out on the field. So, hats off to them. I really did not expect us to really lose this game. I didn't expect to lose this game to a Blaine Gabbert-led team. But we'll get into all that a little later. Now, I guess what I saw this game was just an offensive implosion, and I didn't think any position unit played well for this team. I mean, I think the worst was probably our offensive line. They got no push in the run game. There were no holes opening up for our running backs, TJ Allen and Corey Grant. And it was just bad. I mean, granted, we have two backup offensive linemen in there with left tackle Josh Wells and, right guard Chris Reed filling in for AJ Cann, and we weren't getting any push in the run game. Every time it seemed like Blake Bortles did his three-step drop, there was somebody right in his face, and a lot of times Blake Bortles is able to scramble out of that and make something happen. But as soon as he stepped up, there was another person in there. I mean, Wesley Woodard was just wreaking havoc. They also had Jarrell Casey, Brian Arakpo in there. They were dominating our offensive line, and they controlled it just from the trenches, man. So the offensive line, man, not a good game by them. I thought Blake Bortles, our quarterback, did not do very well. There were some times where he had some balls bad at the line of scrimmage. There were some inaccurate balls that he had, and and he was getting sacked a decent amount. Now, he was under pressure a lot of times, but when he wasn't under pressure, he wasn't very accurate, and it wasn't a clean game at Bortles. Last week he went out and did a lot of good things, but this week there really wasn't much from him. So, not a good game from him, and the wide receiver core didn't do very well either. I mean, it was just I didn't necessarily see them getting open. But just because I was watching it at the game, I mean, I wasn't paying too much attention to the wide receivers downfield. But at the same time, I really wasn't seeing much going on out there. I saw some drop balls between DJ Chark and Keelan Cole. I even saw Keelan Cole break off one of those routes and do an incorrect route, and it was just bad, man. Our offense was just not in sync, and at the end of the day, man, we scored 6 points, and we needed somebody to make a play, and nobody ever went out there and made a play. So it was terrible on offense. I mean, we did a terrible job. Leonard Fournette, we really felt him not being there just because this was a game going into it. I did a live stream last night just kind of talking about this and saying, hey, should we kind of have the same approach with the Patriots where we go out there and kind of throw the ball around? But I kind of said no. We'll probably go back to our usual script just because the Titans, they have some really good defensive personnel. Now, the thing about the Titans, I was someone who projected them to go 11-5 before the season, just because they are loaded with talent. I mean, they have really good personnel. It's just all about coaching. Will they be able to get the coaching right? Vrabel, I mean, he had a pretty good game plan this game. Now, he's a first-time head coach, so there's not really too much of a book out on him, but this team, they're loaded on defense. They got Arakpo, Wesley Woodard, Jarrell Casey, on the defensive backfield. They got Kenny Vaccaro. They got, I don't know if I said his name right, but Kevin Byard, Malcolm Butler, Adoree Jackson. I mean, they're completely loaded, and they got a really good team. It's just, can they get can they get their coaching together? Because if so, man, they could be very dangerous. So, and it's just interesting with this game, not once did we ever really try to throw downfield. That was one thing that annoyed me. I mean, and not only, going back, one thing that also killed our offense was, when it comes to the offensive line, not only did they not really run block well, pass block well, but they were constantly getting penalties. I mean, whenever we had a decent drive going, we were kind of moving the ball, they'd get a freaking holding call or something like that, and it'd back us up 10 yards. And then, we can't do anything in the 2nd and 20. Not this game, at least we couldn't. I mean, it was terrible. And, we were we kept getting backed up, and we couldn't ever get anything going on, like, offense. We tried a damn fake punt. That didn't work out. And just the offense, it wasn't their game, and we need Fournette back. I mean, it's hard to find a way to really attack the Tennessee's defense just because, they're pretty good on all kind of ends. They have great cornerbacks, like I said. Their linebackers are all really good, and they're a talented team, man. And I mean, when you go on to the defense, I mean, you can't complain too much about the defense. The defense held these guys to 9 yards. I mean, 9 points, I should say. Marcus Mariota was 12 for 18 with 100 yards. But the big thing about this game, man, the key point in this game was when we forced Blaine Gabbert to fumble the ball, which eventually got overturned by a personal foul penalty from Malik Jackson. And it made Blaine Gabbert exit the game. And once Blaine Gabbert exited the game, I did a big uh-oh, just because one thing that Marcus Mariota brings you, and one thing that we haven't seen with with Tom Brady or Eli Manning, is just the mobility. Marcus Mariota, I mean, with Blaine Gabbert, if we keep him in a pocket, we can pin our ears back and go in there and disrupt him and force him to throw errant balls. You can't do the same thing with Marcus Mariota because the guy can scramble. I mean, you look at his stats, man. When it comes to rushing, he had 7 rush attempts for 51 yards. You know what I mean? 51 yards. This guy was electric on 3rd down, man. He was able to really run on 3rd down, and that was a key part of the game, because I think if Blaine Gabbert stays in there, they don't. It's a weak. Jaguars could have won. Now it's a what if, could have kind of thing. I mean, all credit to Tennessee Titans that they won this. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think if Blaine Gabbert stood in there, they were rattling him early. I mean, they were getting all kinds of pressure on him. But once Mariota goes in there, it adds another dimension. He's able to run the ball on us, and that's exactly what he did, man. He was able to pick up 3rd downs. All throughout the game. I think he had 3-4 rushing attempts on 3rd down that led to 1st downs, and the one killer was within 2 minutes when he ran that one in. I mean, and basically the Jaguars got the ball back with 30 seconds or something like that left. But it wasn't a good game. It was an extremely boring game. I just got home. Now I'm making this video, man. Just it was just frustrating. And I thought one thing that really frustrated me, man, was, with 2 minutes left, when the Jaguars had a 4th and 1, we decided to punt the ball away. What the hell are we doing, man? Go for it. I mean, it was 4th and 1. If we stop them, we're only down a field goal. If we somehow turn it over and we stop them again, they kick a field goal, we're down 6, and we get to go back with 2 minutes and try to run it. But we decided to punt it, and that was just I didn't agree with that decision. And I really think Tennessee, it just seems like they have our number now. I mean, I last year I thought it was kind of fluky, but now it's it's kind of a real thing that the Jaguars have lost 3 in a row to the Tennessee Titans. In the last 2 seasons we have 7 regular season losses. 3 of those are against the Titans. We got to find a way to exploit these guys' their offense, because they're shutting down our offense. We need, next time we play the Titans, Tom Coughlin needs to call Nate down, Nate Hackett, and say, look, Nate, I'm not going to call you Nathaniel because that's a weird fucking name. I'm going to call you Nate, and I'm going to tell you how to attack this damn team, because we need some kind of expert advice to be able to kind of get something going on offense, just because it's not working for us against the Titans. We're great against other teams. I don't know what it is against the Titans. It's not a good matchup or whatever. So we'll see what happens next time. I mean, I'm not gonna freak out about this game too much. I mean, we're 2-1 right now. We got 13 games left. It's a interesting kind of situation with the NFL. I mean, you never know who's gonna win week to week. I mean, we just saw the Buffalo Bills beat the shit out of the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, who would have saw that coming? But this is NFL's a good league, man. I mean, any team can win any given Sunday. Next week we have the Jets. They're a team that we are better than, but you never know what could happen, man. They could come out firing and do good things. I mean, they beat us last year. You never know if Sam Darnold has a good game, but we'll go into that game a little bit later on in the week. But yeah, the Jaguars dropped this one 9-6 to the Tennessee Titans. Hopefully we get Fournette back next week. He's got to take off his dress and his high heels and try to come out here and actually play for us, because he's kind of screwing us. You know what I mean? He's played one half, and he hasn't been available, you know, and that was one big thing coming out of college was, is he durable? Will he be able to sustain? And out of 3 games, he's only played 2.5 games, so we need him back. You know, the offense is built around him. We were missing that in between the tackles kind of runner, and you know, Yeldon's hurt right now. I mean, I saw him limping a lot of times with that ankle. Corey Grant was out there getting the lead snaps, and you know, Corey Grant's the guy you kind of got to scheme open in a way. You got to scheme ways to get him the ball. You kind of got to slip him out, and yeah, just wasn't very effective. But yeah, that's a little post game recap of this game. Sucks that the Jaguars lost, but it is what it is, man. 2-1. I guess tied for second in the AFC South now. Damn it, or second, whatever. I don't know if we're tied for first technically, or if we're you know, we're second place in the tiebreaker right now. But whatever. 13 games left. Let's go out next week and take care of business, and you know, get on to 3-1. So yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And there's gonna be a lot of angry people, but yeah, we're gonna move on to the next game. So catch you guys later.